In today's video, we are going to be talking about how affirmations are such a powerful self-care tool. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes on my iPad here. But yeah, let's get into it. My name is Kahdija Imari. I'm a self-care and lifestyle strategist, and I mentor ambitious moms, wives, career women, entrepreneurs on how to prioritize their peace and do more self-care in real life. I'm talking practical self-care, intentional self-care, unapologetic self-care, consistent self-care, all of the things. Okay, let's hop into today's content. So I'm actually going to turn up the light on this because it keeps dimming on me. All right, so why affirmations are such a powerful self-care tool? Well, firstly, we have to remember that our mind is key to everything. Without our mind, I wouldn't be able to talk to you right now without my mind. Like, my mind is key. Your mind is key. It helps you do basically everything that you're able to do in this world. And so when it comes to making sure that you are able to do anything that is new, you for sure need to have your mind in check. Now, your mind can be changed, but first, before it can be changed, we have to understand how it latches on to information to begin with. So when we rewiring or reprogramming our mind, I have seen that happen best with repetition. So my example for this is, I'm sure that you've been affected by this. When you are watching a commercial on TV and you're not even really like watching it, like you're getting up, you're walking around the house, you're washing dishes, whatever, you're in the car listening to the radio and the commercial comes on, you are listening to the radio and a song comes on that you really don't like you don't like this song, but it's on the radio all the time. The repetition of hearing that commercial, seeing that commercial, just hearing it constantly on the radio in the car, hearing that song on the like you're hearing it so much that one day you're out somewhere and you hear that song and you just start singing the words. You just start singing the tune. You know that, what is it? Liberty, 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 liberty. What's another jingle? I'm not thinking of all the jingles right now, but you get what I mean. The jingle just comes to you. The song just comes to you. It's like word vomit just comes out of you because you've heard it so many times. That's that repetition that I'm talking about. And so we can use this repetition sort of bias to our benefit when it comes to self-talk and affirmations and improving on your self-care. So I'll continue to explain what I mean. So essentially, you are unconsciously learning a new thing, adapting to a new thing, adopting some sort of bias. And what I mean by bias is we can be talking to people. We could have been raised in a specific type of household that believes a specific type of thing about a specific group of people or about a way to do a thing. And so we're exposed to that repetitively over and over and over again as we grow up, as the years go by. You know, I met someone, small tangent here. I met someone who grew up washing dishes with a sponge, like with I don't know. I didn't grow up washing dishes with a sponge, so I can't relate, right? But it was a sponge. To me, the sponges are used to clean the bathtub, right? It's a sponge. It has like a little coarse side on the back. That's what you buy sponges for. You don't buy sponges to wash dishes. For me, I wash dishes with dish rag, right? So, but that's a habit. When I go back and think about it, I didn't know until I was in an environment that was different from the one that I grew up in, that there is a different way to do things, right? So I'm just thinking I'm washing dishes at a friend's house and I look around, I'm looking for the dish rag and the only thing available is a sponge. And so then it dawns on me, there's a different way to do this. Right. And so now I need to try to do it differently. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, we can be exposed to something for prolonged periods of time, and then we accept that as our truth. And we go throughout life carrying that thing with us knowingly or unknowingly. Typically it's unknowingly, which is why it's like unconscious. It's an unconscious bias, based on the repetition and what we were taught. And so, yeah, we go throughout life carrying this thing and we just keep it with us. Well, what I want to present to you, I know I'm doing a lot of hand movements right here. What I want to get through to you today in this video is that you can use this is just how our brain works. You can use this phenomenon, this thing that happens in life all the time. You can use this thing to your advantage. All right. And you can do it by saying and writing your own, if I want to be honest, writing your own affirmations. So here's what I mean by that. It can be negative exposure to something that's repeating, or can have a positive outcome. So what I was going into about, people can think certain things about other people groups, right? You can see the same types of images in social media or in movies or TV shows and things like that. That's many times stereotypes are developed from these types of things. So did I write an example down? Oh yeah, a stereotype is the Valley girl. Let me see if I can say it. So like the Valley girl talks like this, and this is giving uneducated, possibly ignorant, possibly ditzy, like anyone who talks like that. And that's just not true. It's an accent, right? But if you watch movies where the ladies who speak like that are always playing a role that is pretending to be, right? Because they're acting this role, this character who has this characteristic of their voice, this intonation or this accent, they're always depicted as being ignorant, less than smart, ditzy. Like, you can, if that's the only thing that you're exposed to for women who have that accent, you are going to go throughout life thinking that anybody who has that accent is ditzy, is uneducated, doesn't know what's happening in the world. They need help, like, to do basic things in life. They just want to look cute and put on lip gloss. Like, and it's just not true, right? And so we can see much of that happening in, what was the name of that movie? Legally Blonde. That's, that was a good part of the premise from Legally Blonde. She was like proving everybody wrong. She's like, I'm going to be a lawyer, period. So, okay. So the things that you are exposed to on repeat, what your mind is soaking in from the world as you grow up, as you just go through life day by day. Like, we're constantly hearing things on repeat. Things are replaying in our mind, and we're picking up on that stuff. And that stuff can be negative. That stuff can be positive. It can be regurgitated in a negative way. It can be regurgitated in a positive way. We a lot of times don't know how it's going to be regurgitated. However, this is a thing that happens in your life. It's going to happen whether you want it to happen or not. So why not use it to your benefit by using affirmations? Okay, so if you intentionally use repetition to shift your mindset, it can be productive, right? You can intentionally use repetition to shift your mindset to something that's more productive for your self-care. What do I mean by that? So if you are a person who feels like you're unworthy of self-care, you can program your mind to believe that you are in fact worthy of self-care. If you are someone who feels like you never have a lot of time to do self-care, you don't have any time, you're too stressed to even do the self-care, you're too tired to do the self-care, you can use affirmations to repeatedly say to yourself, repeatedly think to yourself, I do have time. I do have time. I'm not too tired to do self-care. And eventually you'll get to this place where you do have time. Like, you see the opportunity where time is there for you to take a self-care break. Like, That's just how it's going to happen. Same thing if you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling like you don't have enough support on your self-care journey. You can use affirmations and start to see how encouraged that you actually are starting to feel, to start to see how much support that you do have, how you are being a support to your own self on your self-care journey. So that is how affirmations can be, or necessarily, that is why affirmations can be a very powerful self-care tool in your self-care journey. I hope all of these things made sense. I know I went around about just a little bit there, and I was knife handing you and smacking you in the face. I'm so sorry about that. But I am a person who talks with her hands, so there's that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will catch you in the next one.